The Raiders are staring down a moment that feels bigger than just Week 4 of the NFL season. After a great start, followed by 2 brutal weeks that shook confidence, the matchup with the Bears now feels like a turning point. Yes, there are 13 games still left after this one, but you can't ignore the trend. Week 1 was a high, Week 2 was concerning, and Week 3 was flat out ugly. If they don't correct things now, waiting for a mid-season adjustment won't save them. This is the moment where they either change the narrative or let the season spiral. But not everything has been a disaster. Even in those losses, there were bright spots, clear signs of what actually works when the Raiders lean into their strengths. The challenge is simple. Stop repeating the same mistakes and keep building on what's already working. That's the formula, and the players have already shown the pieces are there. One of the clearest positives has been Geno Smith's ability to spread the ball when he gets protection. The front office made it a priority this offseason to give him more weapons, and that effort has paid dividends despite injuries to key players. Trey Tucker has been the breakout story here. Last week, he exploded for 8 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That wasn't just a nice stat line. It was the type of game that changes how defenses play you. For years, Tucker was underutilized. Now in this system with Geno, he's become a real game changer. Against a Chicago secondary missing Jalen Johnson, Tucker's speed and timing with Geno can tilt the field again. If they keep leaning on that connection, the Raiders immediately give themselves an edge. Jakobi Meyers deserves just as much credit, even if his role is quieter. While Tucker stole headlines with his breakout, Meyers has been steady in every game so far, putting up between 63 and 97 yards each week. He's reliable, he moves the chains, and he delivers when you need a third down conversion. Facing Tyreek Stevenson, Chicago's best available corner, his consistency matters even more. In games that feel like do or die, stars are great. But dependable chain movers are what keep you alive. The offensive line has been shaky, but this week brings some good news. Jackson Powers-Johnson is back after clearing concussion protocol. His presence inside is huge, not just for pass protection, but for the run game. And against Chicago, that matters. Their run defense has been a weakness, giving up nearly 140 yards per game. That's where Ashton Jeanty comes in. After criticism from outside voices, Jeanty has shown the right mindset, blocking out the noise, staying focused, and keeping his confidence. With Powers-Johnson stabilizing the line, Jeanty has the chance to punish Chicago on the ground. That balance, threatening through the air with Tucker and Meyers while hammering on the ground with Jeanty, creates the kind of offensive rhythm that wins games. Brock Bowers, even at less than 100%, remains a bright spot. Last week's 4 catches for 38 yards weren't eye-popping, but the impact goes beyond numbers. Defenses respect him. They plan for him. They adjust alignments when he's on the field. That attention alone creates space for other players. Against the Bears, with safeties like Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker ready to make plays, the Raiders need to involve Bowers early. Even in a knee brace, even limited, his presence forces defenses to make decisions they don't want to make. On defense, the formula is built around Maxx Crosby. He remains the heartbeat of this team, winning over 22% of his pass rush reps and facing a favorable matchup against Braxton Jones, who has already given up 13 pressures and 2 sacks. Crosby doesn't just put up stats, he changes games with his relentless energy. Facing rookie quarterback Caleb Williams, Crosby's pressure can create mistakes, disrupt rhythm, and set the tone for the whole defense. That's a bright spot the Raiders can absolutely count on. Inside, Adam Butler has continued his strong play from last season, establishing himself as the most consistent defensive tackle on the roster. Against Chicago's rebuilt interior line, his battles in the trenches will be critical. Butler's reliability gives struggling players like Booker and Kansi a chance to play freer, knowing the middle is being handled. It's a ripple effect. When the interior is solid, everything else on defense flows better. Even special teams, despite last week's costly coverage lapses, remains a bright spot. A.J. Cole and Daniel Carlson are Pro Bowl-level players, and coordinator Tom McMahon has a strong track record. One bad game doesn't erase that. Cole said it best, don't let one mistake snowball into 2. If special teams bounces back this week, it puts the Raiders back in a position of strength in all 3 phases, and maybe the biggest factor of all is mindset. Jeanty's response to criticism showed exactly the mentality this team needs. He didn't flinch. He didn't lash out. He simply said he didn't care about the outside noise and was locked in on the task in front of him. That kind of focus and toughness is contagious. If more players block out the negativity and play with that same tunnel vision, it changes the whole culture of the team. In games like this, mental toughness can be just as important as execution. The opponent, though, is no joke. The Bears are coming in with momentum after a 31-14 beatdown of Dallas. Caleb Williams is already showing why he was the #1 pick, and rookie receiver Rome Odunze has been his favorite target with 16 catches, 227 yards, and 4 touchdowns. This offense can score, and they're not going to hand the Raiders anything. But the key isn't reinventing the wheel. It's doubling down on what has already worked. So here's the formula. Offensively, lean on Trey Tucker's explosiveness. Trust Jakobi Meyers' consistency, get Bowers involved early, and let Jackson Powers-Johnson stabilize the line so Genty can attack Chicago's weak run defense. Defensively, let Crosby dominate on the edge, let Butler control the inside and feed off their energy. On special teams, trust the leadership of Cole and Carlson to bounce back, and mentally adopt Genty's mindset. Ignore the noise, play your game, and stay locked in. This game can be the turning point. If the Raiders stick to their formula, if they keep their bright spots bright and cut out the costly mistakes, they can beat Chicago and rewrite the narrative. But if they fall back into the same patterns from weeks 2 and 3, the hole gets deeper and the season gets harder to salvage. The opportunity is right in front of them. It's simple. Keep Tucker involved. Trust Meyers. Feed Bowers. Protect Geno. Let Crosby and Butler set the defensive tone. Bounce back on special teams. And most importantly, stay mentally tough. If they do that, this won't just be another Sunday. It will be the game that saves their season.